This is the missing link that I've been trying to get my hands on for quite a while now, and I've been procrastinating actually just to make this video here because there's a fair bit of planning that had to go along with it. But this here had to be purchased, and it took a ridiculous amount of time to find one. There was one on eBay, but it was a little bit too expensive, and then I saw one. It was $7. It was in a place called Yona, USA. I could not resist. I bid on it. I was the only bidder. I won. Hurrah! Now I just had to ship it. Yona, okay, so what's that? It's gotta be Florida, it's gotta be like Alabama, Guam! Where the hell even is Guam? Britannica Junior Encyclopedia. Okay. Feudal system, fish, fishing, flags, flower, folk song, France. Garbage and refuse disposal, Germany, gladiator, glass, goose, Grand Canyon, graph, Greece, Greek literature, Gwali, guava, what? Here we go, Guam. Guam, a United States possession, is the largest of the Mariana Islands. It is located in the western Pacific Ocean, about 13 degrees north latitude? Really? This thing's closer to Australia than it is to the United States, and yet somehow it's still a territory? That's crazy. And now I gotta pay to ship this thing. You know how expensive it is to ship things across from Asia? This is gonna be just as bad. Even stuff from Hawaii is terrible. Oh God, what have I gotten myself into? Okay, so it's really not as bad as it seems. Shipping turned out to be only $85, which surprised me considering try and ship something from Japan or Australia or ship vice versa. It's not cheap. $85 halfway across the Pacific, it's not bad at all. But it makes me wonder a little bit here. See this? This is a keyboard for a Silicon Graphics Iris Crimson. It also works with the professional series systems as well if you have a graphics option in them. This shipped from Snohomish, Washington. That is a 6-hour drive from where I am right now. I could have driven down there, but this was $150 to ship. $150 American. Why was a keyboard so much more expensive to ship 6 hours than this, which took thousands of kilometers? And only $85. All right, enough complaining. What is this? This is the Pioneer CO-V50 Autochanger Commander. This is the magic box you need to own if you have one of the Pioneer Autochangers like the CO-V300. And if you seem to recall from previous videos, I do actually own 2 such units. So remember my table here that I've been doing all my videos on? This is them right here. Both Autochangers make up the legs of this table. They're incredibly sturdy devices. They'll take several hundred pounds on top of them, no problem at all. So I've built them into this table, which also stores all of my video discs, with a whole lot more that are ready to be loaded into this thing and ready to go. Of course, I still have movies I want to selectively keep out. I also have other formats which don't fit into the Autochangers at all, such as CEDs. This is the magical missing link. Nothing about those Autochangers work at all without this box. And here it is. Now, like mentioned in the previous video, there's supposed to be an audio box and a coin acceptor that goes in with this whole assembly here. We don't have that. That's all right. This is also the V50 unit, so it's the Japanese unit, so everything is in Japanese, and it's a 100-volt device. We'll get to that. I understand most of what's going on the front display, so let's take a look at that right now. So we do have our data entry pad right over here. This is simply just 1 to 9 with A, or 1 to 9 with 0 and sides A and sides B. So select your disk, select your sides, select your track, and then push this button here to start, or hit the cancel button to reset and try again. You have play and stop buttons right here, and a confirmation button, or for some additional reason that's hiding over there. This display here indicates your current selection. This display here indicates where your queue number is right now, because you can queue up multiple disks at once. And this display over here currently plays the running disc, which side, and which track you're currently on. There is also a small cover over here which hides a few additional extra controls. This one here, I'm having difficulty figuring out what exactly it does. An interrupt switch, which basically just overrides almost anything that's happening at that time. And then one here for background video. You see, we have another option here. When the system is idling, what it'll do is it'll go down to disk 71 or 72, and it will load that disk and just start playing the video from the very beginning of the disk. This is just kind of like something to prevent burn-in, or just something nice like music or something like that that'll be playing, but it's not actually karaoke. On the back of the unit, when we flip this thing around, it's really not all that heavy. We have the two ports over here, which are the DB25s that control two auto changers. We have our RCA audio and our composite video that goes into the unit here. So this is also doing the switching for both inputs. We have over here our RCA line level audio outputs. We have a composite video output. We also have a separate video output here for background video, which is actually switched between the two apparently. We also have S-video that's hanging down here, but in reality, we've already understood that Laserdisc is a composite video format. This is using a digital comb filter to make that Lumachroma S-video. This here is like 1980s comb filters. I strongly suggest keep this thing composite as long as possible and let a modern digital device do the upscaling and what have you. We also have another connector here which allows you to plug in the audio control section. It's the amplifier, like it controls the tone and pitch and stuff like that. There's a connector right next to that for the coin acceptor, and this here works in tandem with the switch that's hiding right here. And this can be pulled out and locked, and this then disables the entire auto changer commander until the coin acceptor says, okay, enough money has been added. Finally, on the far end here, we have a tuner pass-through. And because this is the Japanese model, it runs on channel 1 or channel 2, your selection. The inside of the unit itself is really nothing all that special, but I'll show you now exactly how to open it, which is 5 screws. 1, 2, 3, 4, and the 5th one, which is hiding right here at the very back of the unit. And then it just pops off. Let me zoom in on that for you. Close enough. So what we're looking at here is the video switching circuit is right here. That's all there is right up here. I can see channel 1, channel 2, I can see all of that. We have our power supply section over here. Again, this is a 100 volt device. Fuse is rated for 125 volts, 1.25 amps. And this one over here is 125 volts, 0.4 amps for whatever reason. It's not a complicated power supply at all. I don't see voltages listed on this thing here. We have a Hitachi HD63B0Y2P, which I assume is the main microprocessor for the unit. But we also have an EEPROM that's hiding. Oh, okay, piece of paper fell off there. Looks like we have a mask, non-reprogrammable or non-erasable ROM that's hiding over here, and that's probably the firmware which controls the whole ordeal. Other than that, aside from a couple of spider webs, there's really nothing else in here. So now let's just make the connections and try and get this thing working. Now, like I said before, just simply add composite video, add audio, and add the DB25 connections, and that all goes together there. And then with your video output, you just kind of plug it into a video monitor. And just like that, we are now set up. I have everything wired in here. I have a video display ready to go. In theory, what should happen is that when I turn this on, we know there's a relay signal that's part of that cabling that goes to each auto changer. There is a second camera down here, which is not as wide as the previous shot here, but we'll try and see if things wake up. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Hey, that's a good sign. They doing anything? No, they're not doing anything. What's it doing? It's flashing, make a selection. Okay. Well, I don't have anything in there right now, but let's just try this. Disc 1, side A, disc, or chapter 1. Will that work? Oh, and there it went. But there's nothing in the player right now. So let's put a disc in there. Okay, to do this, what I have to do is open the player, and I have to push one of those buttons on the top there. Remember the blue buttons? So I push the down. A light begins to blink at me saying close the door. So I'll close it, latch it, and down it goes. Now I can open the door again, and I can retrieve the plastic insert, which is used to hold the disc. So I need to select a movie that I'll be able to test with here. So let's try Bridge on the River Kwai, whatever. Let's use side 2. I want something that immediately tells me if this is working. Okay, so I'm gonna put that in, upside down, whatever, it'll play immediately. Open the door again. We'll just slide that back into its tray, close it, and it says it's on 1, so we'll do 1. Let's try this again. So 1A, 1, go. And up it goes. And it loaded it. I can hear the drive spinning up. And I just heard it spin down. Okay, that's interesting. Right, so it stopped for some reason. Okay, 1A2, so it didn't like the first chapter there. And it spins up again. And it spun down again, but I heard it seek to its location. Okay, let's try this again. So 1 side B and 1. Load the other side here. I don't think it's doing anything at all. Yeah, nothing. Okay, so side A spins up, then gives up for some reason. Then side B doesn't do anything. I get my disc back. Stop, no. Interrupt. There we go. Okay, let's try the background video mode here. Open it up again. Go down. Down it goes. I'm gonna take my disc out of here, push the up button, and let it go up. Open the unit again, and let's take out the very bottom. It'll select it anyways, so we'll do 72. If I can get it in there. I don't even think you can see me doing this. It's in. All right, take that, close it. And I'll take my spare tray here. And let's open this up, and I'm going to set to BGV2. Is it going to work? And it just went to the bottom. You can hear it spinning up. Yeah, it's reading. Anything out of here? No signal. Huh. What if I switch over to here? And, oh, okay, so I get video. Do I have audio? Did I turn the volume down? Or is it just quiet? I can't tell. It's a quiet scene. Yes, it is by all means playing audio now, but it is doing so through the background video channel. And if I switch back over, I still have audio, but I don't have video, so it specifically only works on there. Okay, so one player, one side spins up, then spins down, other side doesn't work, but the background video mode clearly proves to me that the Laserdisc player spins up, reads the disc, and gives me both audio and video back. Let's try the other player now as well. So I'm going to kind of stop this. Oh, I have to make a selection. So let's say 1A1 just to shut it up. 1A. Oh, that's interesting. It's actually... Okay, so do I have to reset the unit now? Here, let me just turn it off. And turn it back on. I hear it resetting, so 1A1. Yeah, this isn't going to let me do that. Okay, 1A1. There, tell it to shut up. Move the disc. Stop it. Open this before it drops down again. And grab my disc. And that's just going to switch back into background video mode again. Great. So I think you can see me way over here. Hello. Open this up. Let's do slot 1 again. I'm going to put the disc into slot 1. And I'm going to close it. All right, am I still wired back in? Excuse me. Yes, I am. So if that was 0 or address 0, because I guess it was like selection, does it actually, yeah, selection 1 to 70. What about, let's say 101 side A? No, didn't like that. Okay, 2018, no. Okay, sure, why not? 301A, it took that, side 1, and load. And up it went. Yeah, it's not spinning the disc up at all on that side now. Okay, cancel. So 302A1. No. Wow, I think it's just A05. Yep, it stopped responding again. Okay, reset. All right, try it again. So 301 side A, no, actually cancel that. 301 side B, selection 1, try it again. Didn't spin up at all. Okay, so this one here doesn't seem to want to spin up, period. So plan B, here, let me see if I can, I gotta power cycle this damn thing again. Great, there we go. So let's go 345A1, whatever, just to get it in the middle here. And now, let's take it out of slot 1. Let's put it into slot 72 for the background video. And that I've noticed so far, it doesn't want to do background video on this one here, so I think it just wastes slots. for whatever reason. So then what we have to do, turn the unit off. I'm going to go back here, and I'm actually just going to switch the plugs around. So now this is ID2 and this one's ID1, or ID0 and ID2, I guess. There we go. And now let's see if it plays background video off of this one. On. Oh, there it goes. Nothing. Okay, so one of them won't spin up at all. All right, well, I think it's getting pretty evident here that, sure, the whole idea is working. Like, I can issue commands, it's going to move the Autochanger system, it's going to load disks, it'll try and play different sides, but something regarding motor control is still a bit screwy. What exactly is screwy, I don't yet know. So I'm going to have to look into that. I do, however, have the service manual for the CO-V300, and there's something very important in here which makes me say, okay, well, now I know that the basics here work. Do I want to go any further? There is a test jig that's available. It simply replaces this and gives you all the standard Laserdisc commands. So seek forward, seek backwards, pause, play, skip, frame selection. It makes it run like a regular Laserdisc player, which I would have no complaints about then, because then I could use a regular Pioneer Laserdisc remote with all the bells and whistles and just simply have a box smaller than this that could emulate it all. Or, you know, I could just kind of give up and stick to a single disc Laserdisc player. That one's up to me. But I understand there was a fair number of people who wanted to see me play with this Autochanger, so here you go. You've now got a general idea of exactly what it is, and if it's really worth the money for you to hunt one down and try one yourself. That I've seen so far, it's feature limited when it comes to movies. We don't have like pause or frame selection or chapter search or any of that. The closest I have is just chapter selection and side selection. That's it. I would honestly say just stick to a regular Laserdisc player. But that's all for this video here. I hope everybody enjoyed watching this. And until next time, have a good one.